Hey, what is going on, you guys? Today I'm going to tell you how to install one of these quad lock motorcycle mounts to your Yamaha R3. I'll be displaying it somewhere on the screen right about now. If you haven't heard already, it's one of the ones that you can mount on your handlebars and has the quad lock case. You can mount it and have your phone literally right at your fingertips. Good in some cases, bad in others, because so many people have so many issues with being on their phone as it is. So without further ado, guys, let's do this. Let's get it installed, and it seems to be pretty simple. With the quad lock motorcycle mount, you get the mount that actually goes onto the handlebars or your bars themselves. You have the little arm which connects to the mounting point like so, or you can actually put the mounting point straight onto the bracket, from what I can gather. There's different variations. They do come with a quick start guide. You have different sizing rubber as well. That's what she said. But you have different sizing rubber as well for different handlebar sizes as well, because these are actually designed for the handlebars that go straight across. They're not necessarily designed for the clip-ons like what my R3 has. So firstly, what you want to do is you want to unlock your steering. If you haven't unlocked your steering already, you want to get in there, unlock your steering. Next, you want to grab out of your little kit here, you want to grab this sizing little O-ring that goes, a little rubber sleeve that goes into here, because that is the size you're going to need. Set all this aside for the time being. Oh, and if you haven't undone the Allen keys out of here, there is the Allen key actually supplied with it, so you don't need to supply your own Allen keys or anything along those lines. Next, what you want to do is you want to locate your brake master cylinder here, or brake reservoir here, with your lever. Make note of where it is. Normally the R3s have a punch mark or an indentation on the clip-on. That normally lines up right there with the actual seam. I don't know if you can see that right there with there. What you want to do is you actually want to undo and loosen this. I've actually cracked these, they are a little bit tighter, but you want to loosen this off just so you can get a bit of play out of it. You don't want it completely loose to the point that it falls off, but you want to get enough where you can pretty much do that. Just have it flopping around like so, and move it towards your kill switch and starter. Next, what you want to do is you want to get your different sized O-ring. Remember, we changed it out from the standard, and you want to slide that in underneath. Now beware, there is some cables here or some wiring, so slide it in underneath and bring that pretty much to where that punch mark is there. And the reason for that is to line this up later on. Next, you want to get the back into your quad lock mount, which is this. You just want to slide the back of your quad lock mount to there like so, and you can actually rotate that so it lines up, and that'll just sit there like so. You want to get your two Allen key bolts and your Allen key. They will be located in here from the packaging, but I have since removed them. And then you want to line up your quad lock clamp like so. Put the first bolt in, make sure you do not drop them, because they can actually go down into the bike if they bounce the wrong way. Just start that, don't fully tighten it yet. Do the bottom one, make sure they start nice and even like so. Make sure that you're still lined up. Next, what you want to do is you want to pull your brake reservoir up tight against the clamp. Make sure that it is actually pulling up tight against the actual clip-on and hasn't got any movement. What I mean by that is, if this isn't sitting properly on the clip-on, it can come loose when you're riding and start to do this. You don't want that when you're riding. Also, if it's not sitting flush, then these two, when you go to pull them up, you can either strip out the bolt in there, or you can actually crack this whole housing, and you do not want to do that. So make sure Best way to do it is stand over the top, look straight down there, make sure there's enough clearance and that this isn't hitting anything and is sitting pretty much where you want it. You could pretty much rotate that a fraction if you wish. You're lining up this seam with the little punch mark and you want to tighten up this before you tighten up your quad lock mount. Now once they're tight, just make sure they're pulled up nice and even and it's sitting nice and firm and that you're actually comfortable with where that's sitting. See, that hasn't moved too much further than where it was originally. It was about the edge of that quad lock mount and we've just slid it towards the throttle a little bit more. It's made no difference. It actually stops that cluster from moving, in which that actually was moving previously. All I've used is an 8mm socket and a quarter drive ratchet. Now you want to get onto your quad lock mount, you can feel free to move that up and down. Have a look at sort of where you want to mount it. When you're actually thinking of mounting this, obviously you got to bear in mind that on full lock, so when the motorcycle is on full lock, is the phone going to hit either way? That's one thing you want to make sure. If this is in any way in the way of the motion of the handlebars, you do not want that. Mine being the iPhone 7 Plus, it's quite a big phone, so even mounting it side on is not really a thing for me. It's probably mount it like that. Once you've got this mount here exactly where you want it, obviously it'll be different for each phone. You can tighten it up with their Allen keys or other Allen keys. Now before you go to install the arm, make sure you remove this little plastic piece here. That's just to keep the bolt in place while it's in packaging. Now you just want to line up this bolt here, and you'll notice on the back of the arm here it has little teeth, and on the mounting bracket it actually has teeth as well, and that is for small minute adjustments to get it exactly where you want it. So now you just want to line up the Allen key, make sure you don't cross thread it, tighten it down a bit, but give yourself so you've got enough to pick it up and move it and adjust it. Same with this piece here, the actual mounting point, make sure you take off that little plastic. Now what you want to do is you want to find a suitable mounting spot for both the tab and how your phone's going to sit. I think that looks pretty good there. Lightly tighten that down, not completely tight, just enough to hold them. Both those pieces have slight adjustment, and now you just want to put your phone on until it clicks. Now if you stand the bike upright, full lock that way, doesn't hit. Full lock the other way, it doesn't hit. And that's pretty good. So when it comes to this part, what you want to do is just play around with it for your individual preference. You can adjust these by going either up, down. You can mount the phone differently. So if you don't like the phone that way, you can twist it. You can just push and twist, make sure it's locked. You can rotate it the other way. You can have it, you can just pull it off. You can undo this, you can rotate it down, you can rotate it up, you can have it way out over your throttle side if you want. You can have it more straight across, so it's just straight across in front of you. You can do multiple different ways. I'll leave that up to you guys. All you do is just loosen these and rotate them slightly. Same with this, rotate it slightly and just get it set up to your preference. When it comes to tightening these down, make sure it is sitting solid on one of the teeth, and then you just tighten it up tight, grab a hold of it. Now these things are super firm, like you can see on how firm that is. Like I'm actually pushing on to the point that I'm moving the handlebars. That is as firm as anything. Then when it comes to mounting your phone, you literally just click, done. Rotate fully. It's not going to hit the tank for any reason. Straight across like that. It will get in the way of that bike cam, but most of the time, if you're turning like that, the bike's on a serious lean angle and you're going to stack or something along those lines, or you just push that, rotate it like so, and you've changed the position of it like that, completely fine. Phone's off to the side like that. It's out the way of all the controls, it's out the way of your brake. The only way it'll be in the way of your keys, but all you do with that is just pull it off, pull your key out. As simple as that. Really easy to install. If you wish to actually not use that arm and just mount it straight there, you can do that too. I don't see that there'll be an issue. You may have an issue with the phone, especially the iPhone 7 Plus or the iPhone 8 smacking on the tank, but other than that, it's all good. Make sure the brake's in the correct spot, make sure that brake is tight. Another thing you want to do is actually make sure your brake light works since mucking around with this, because there's a switch in here, and if you've knocked any of the wiring underneath, you may not get the brake light when you put on the front brake. Make sure the kill switch works, which it does, and you're all good to go. So this concludes my installation video for the quad lock motorcycle mount for the Yamaha R3. The mount isn't actually designed for the bike with clip-ons, but as you can see here, you can move some stuff around, just small tiny little things around to actually make it work, and as you can tell, it works perfectly. I'm still yet to take it out for a ride and see how this goes on the road, but I do have high hopes for the mount. So as always guys, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot them down in the comment section. I'm always glad to try and help you out. And if you like the video guys, give it a huge thumbs up, go ham on it. Alright guys, until next time, peace.